Ooh, 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 ooh. Every night in my dreams I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. Far across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show you. Go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. Love can touch just one time and last for a lifetime, and never let go till we're gone. Love was when I loved you one true time. I hold to in my life will always go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. Ooh. See, I have to sing for Celine because Celine can't sing for herself right now. I pray to Jesus. Here comes the big one. You're here, there's nothing I fear, and I know that my heart will go on. We'll stay forever this way. You are safe in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. Now, how does she sing like that? Like full throated? At the end, like that? I think that's part of the reason that Celine lost her voice. You know, she took that ending, which is already tough, right? To hold that's hard to start with. But then at the very end, she throws in that, and she holds that. That's the type of shit that could take your vocal cords if they're weak or if they're recovering from, say, an illness, right? I'm going to start just listening to music in the background as well as I'm doing the video. It helps me live like music in the background, you know? Oh, yes, this song is so good, man. The Squirrel Nut Zippers, hell. You gotta listen to this song. In the afterlife, you could be headed for a serious strife. Now you make the scene all day, but tomorrow there'll be hell to pay. This song is literally like 1920s vibe music, like Speakeasy. I have to tell you this. There's a certain type of music that I'm going to tell you. You can feel it in the music that is made for drag stuff. You know, there's certain songs that are just made for that, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be turning that on tonight because I want to escape. I'm going to be doing a video about Charlie Kirk, so that's not going to be fun. Whoever is saying that Charlie being bye-bye is a good thing, you guys are not cool. I have to get cigarettes. Oh, that's interesting. Anywho, I want to get myself some black lipstick. Like the super dark, you know. I like this like super dark look. Where you look like a undead corpse bitch, you know. I like that. For me. The red in the eyes is pretty hot too. If you want to glam femme it, you know. But if you want to go straight goth, fucking junky goth bitch, yeah, I like it, you know. But with this song, I'm saying, like, this Hell song by Squirrel Nut Zippers, it's got that feeling right in the beginning. It's like, ding, 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 ding. You get the hips going. I'm serious, go listen to it. Do you know what it makes me think of? Like me in hell, if I don't make it to heaven, you know? I'm dressed like this. And I'm at the entrance to hell, right? And they come up on the door to hell and they're like, oh, well, that's weird looking. Is that a female? Like the guys are going, oh, is it this hell? This is hell. And there's like a hell. Is that a guy or a girl? Because I'm standing there like this, right? Like I'm like this in hell. At the entrance to hell, right? Like this. Yeah, so I'm here like this, you know, like at the entrance. And I did it again here. And after finally lighting my cigarette, I'm just like here at the corner. But the entrance to hell's right here, and I'm just there. That's the first thing you see when you go to hell, is me there at the door. And I'm just perpetually confused. I'm perpetually confused as to what's going on. But I'm there acting, I'm 24 femme in hell. There's no more, like, masculine me. It's just me dressed like this, and it's the fully female acting me. And that version of me that has no, like, call it, you know, masculinity left anymore. I'd be similar to Andy Dick, probably. You know, I think Andy Dick, I'm pretty sure he's straight. I don't know, he might not be, I don't know. He wouldn't be fully straight if he saw me. God. Currently on the playlist is Typo Negative. Everything Dies, which is one of their best songs, I would say. But anyway, what am I doing? I'm doing a Cenk Uygur situation, individualistic thing. But I'd rather just be performative right now, if you don't mind. And part of that is me. I want to be femmy. You know, I feel like being femmy. I want to be more femmy. You know, I want to wrap myself in my hair and go. I don't know what's the hottest femme me. You'll have to just tell me in the comments, I guess. Is it cute me, like innocent me, like you've seen me do the innocent one, right? You know, like. You freaks, though, you want to make this like something weird where I'm trying to attract like minors. Fuck you with that. You make things so fucking weird. Why do you have to be weird? This is YouTube. This is entertainment. My channel is marked, and every video I make is marked entertainment. I'm being performative. Because I keep telling you, in my real life, I'm a cisgender, heterosexual white guy that believes in Jesus. That's what I am in real life. You guys want to make weird shit because you're perverts, some of you. You're weirdos, you know? And you got to repent of that shit because the Lord don't like it. It makes you lie about people. A lot of you have a spirit of gossip. It's very unhealthy. And it's so unhealthy, it's to the point where Paul said, fuck that shit. You're out of the church if you do it too much. A habitual gossiper. Because all it does is it divides the church. People that engage in that behavior just like to see people squirm. So they'll just start making stuff up. If there's no drama, they'll make the drama. And just start lying. And that's why Paul said, you see someone gossiping, you get them out of your congregation. Because they're going to cause massive issue. And that's true. You see it in the church today with scandals like mad. But the most of the time now, it's the head of the church that's the part of the scandal, though. Unfortunately. So you have people saying, why would I look to God? Because the so-called heads of this organization known as the Jesus organization, you know, Christianity proper, is rotten. So why the fuck would I go looking in an institution that's rotten for answers? Yeah, you're right, the institution is rotten. That doesn't mean that Jesus is rotten. You get my drift? So anyway, I hear Shanny starting a video. So I'll probably pause this until she's done. I don't want to interfere in her audio, and I'm sure she feels the same about me, so, maybe I can just be more intimate with the microphone, and we can still talk, I'll tell you, though, like, do I really even want to do the Cenk Uygur situation? Will the Cenk Uygur bullshit situation, oh my god, that's like only segment, on the news. The Cenk Uygur bullshit situation. I gotta keep in mind to keep doing this, a Pootie Pie situation. You get my 8-pack abs, I just keep doing this. I do really like my hair, though. I really like it, yeah. I'm fully living now. Remember, in the old days, this is going back pretty far now, guys. Like 2020, I guess, at the Habitat for a while. It's when I bleached my hair blonde. No, that was in Covell. I bleached my hair blonde, like, for the first time in my life, and I looked at my face, right? My face was looking alright. And I said, oh my god, I look like Tana Mojo's, like, junkie sister, I think that's true. If Tana Mojo, like, Tana had face surgery now, and she looks different, but think of young Tana. Let's start talking like this. Maybe that's what you guys can tell me in the comments. This is probably the best voice that I could use for you. Oh, maybe I need to turn the mic up more if I do this. And click. You could just imagine, my fingertips on the back of your neck, do my sexy girly voice, just a nice little sexy girly voice for you. Oh, you think this? Does it make you tickle a little bit in your pants? Daddy. But you guys want to make this stuff something that's not. Like, I'm being serious about certain. You want to make me a fucking freak, guys. You want to make me Buffalo Bill, you say it, right? Why do you want to make another psychopath when there is no psychopath here? I'm just weird. I'm weird, yeah, sure. I think Charlie Manson was innocent. You call everybody crazy that says shit like that. I think Charlie Manson was innocent. Oh, he's a scary individual, no. Whatever. It's one of my favorite songs of all time on right now is Stained, Believe. Believe by the band Stained. That's another good tune. See, this look is better when you're, like, cranked drunk. The glammed out look, like color, like the red and black eyes I do, that's good for when you're high, acting like a high bitch. She only does weed. That's all she does is weed. If you say to her, the masculine men dude with the trucks and the hats, hey baby, you're pretty hot, you want to go back to a fucking hotel with me, and you're like, you like look at them up and down, like those looks that you cute ass girls, you cute fucking girls. I love girls, fucking girls, women, but females. I like calling females girls. Girls are cool, Females of all ages are cool, but girls are cool. You look at the motherfucker like. And then you just evaluate quickly, and you're like, well, maybe if nobody else asked me tonight. So you give them a mercy, Dark AM by Seven Dust. That's one of the best songs. I sent this one to Lizzie out there, and she was like, oh, I was vibing on that song. Yeah, Dark AM by Seven Dust. That's a good one. looking like this. It feels more appropriate when you're just like wasted on fucking whiskey. You know, you just kick your own self in the asshole. You know, this is a drunk bitch look to me. Drunk bitch. You know, she bent over one too many times for guys, and she's fucking done. And she just trailer park prostitute. Like, man, your life is rough. So she just drowns it every night in the bottom of a bottle, and she just sucks all the fucking shit down every night. Too many nights with no love, and just, you know, getting pounded and getting paid pretty good. You know. I'm not giving away my pussy for nothing, bitch. As if, like, you would want me to give this shit away for a dime. Motherfucking bitches. Whatever. I'm not giving nothing. But you pay me good enough, I'm here, baby. I really think that it's a good idea for me to just keep the situation where I need to be in a mental clarity place, or approaching that. I enjoy escaping into the femme. It feels good because I don't have to put on, you know, oh, tough guy shit. I don't want to be a tough guy. Whatever that is. But I was just going to come back and do a serious Cenk Uygur situation. So I'm going to pause Saliva Always, which is a great song. Go listen to Saliva Always. I'm going to always promote, you know, artists that I like, because music is very much something that gets me through at this point, day to day. It's very much you could call it a crutch, but it doesn't hurt anybody, you know. So we're going to check this out. This is Candace Owens' situation. And we're on TYT, of course, because it's a Cenk Uygur situation. I'm hoping that we'll have Cenk come on and want to vomit. We're going to see what's going on. Let's check this out.
I'm not going to stop talking about Charlie Kirk's death. In fact, instead of trying to make me shut up, you should do something else. I think your time would be better spent trying to stop the sun from rising. You'd have more success if you spent your time trying to stop the sun from rising than trying to get me to shut up about who killed Charlie Kirk. I want war with all of you. Okay? All of you. And there's a reason. I'm going to get to that reason in a little bit. I want war with all of you. So write your articles, issue your statements, email the White House, reach out for comment, okay? Say whatever it is you want to say about me. I want war with all of you.
Damn. Holy shit. Now see, there is a certain group of people that I would say probably have an agenda that want to go against Candace Owens. But I'm going to tell you this, man. She seems pretty friggin' ballsy to me, and not fake either. Now, people like to say that she's like an Uncle Tom black person. And that's obviously not for me to judge. If you are an African American and you feel that way about Candace Owens, I respect your view. Okay? But people have the tests, man. You know, Charlie Kirk had a test, and I think he flunked it. His test was, are you going to allow Trump to get away with Epstein? Charlie Kirk said, yes, I'll allow the president to abuse children. And then God goes, oh, okay. No, you're too influential. You're out. Look, God acts that way. If you are big enough and you have made a horrible mess of your, say, ministry, because Charlie Kirk was all about Jesus, too. If you've decimated your own ministry, God could take you out to preserve what legacy you had left. And that would be the case with Charlie, if he was taken out by the Creator. Of course, if he is a believer in Jesus, God has, his future is all in God's hands. And I would say in that case, then Charlie went home right at the right time. You know, he shouldn't be gone. That's how I see it. You know, it's not right. I didn't agree with his opinions, of course not. I'm a progressive now. He was this MAGA brand of Republican, which I never was. I said I was MAGA in 2016. Hell yeah. I was in that crew of America First, let's give this a try, with Trump. But he lost me in 2020. I was off that train in 2020. And I didn't vote for anyone in 2020. And then I voted for Kamala Harris in 2024. And there's evidence that it was stolen from Kamala Harris. But let's go back to this and let's see what the bullshit is. Here we go. We got Anna.
Whatever you might think about Candace Owens, I have to confess the statement of "I want war with all of you." I found appealing.
Oh.
That resonated with me. That sounds like something I would say, to be honest with you.
Are you kidding
But,
me? I invented war with all of you. So,
That's right, Jane.
So, no, but in all seriousness, that doesn't mean I'm co-signing onto everything that Candace Owens is saying in this video or what she believes. What I am going to do, though, is defend the fact that Candace Owens is clearly hurting. I mean, I think it's the most obvious thing in the world. She's in pain over the fact that her close friend was assassinated.
I love ya.
and
I'm
she's
doing a
in
video,
way.
honey.
We all saw it. And she is skeptical of the official investigation and narrative around this. Now, I don't know what to make of the investigation, other than the fact that I, too, feel that there are some weird things going on, some inconsistencies. And to be quite frank, I don't really trust Kash Patel, right? Like, I just don't. He just seems a bit incompetent to me. And so that.
I think Anna is deciding to be extremely polite today. Now, why would anybody trust Kash Patel when he looks in your eyes like crazed, you know? Like, you would trust me. Why wouldn't you trust me? What the hell is that, man? Are you huffing fucking Nas with Bongino in the back? Why wouldn't you trust us? That's right, Cash. Why wouldn't you trust me, damn vagina? You know, they're crazed. Look, they're fucking deranged.
That's where my starting point is. Now, Candace Owens took a week off recently. She came back, and on her first show back, she kind of lists some of the things that she finds questionable. So she's drawing attention to footage that she found strange from the day that Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. So let's start with Charlie's chief of staff, who is a 24-year-old by the name of Mike McCoy, and he happens to be the son of Pastor Rob McCoy, who seems pretty offended that Candace Owens is asking questions about what really happened that day, who really killed Charlie Kirk. And Tyler Robinson, you know, being the suspect here, she's not convinced by that. Were there other people involved? Like, she's asking questions. So for those who don't know anything about Rob McCoy,
Does anybody happen to understand the situation of individuals that there was missing security at the Charlie Kirk event? Charlie's a pretty big guy, man. His subs were at like 7 million. So he was a pretty influential guy. You would have security at his event. The security was clearly and weirdly absent from the event where he was pew-pewed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Certainly didn't. It turns out that Rob McCoy co-chairs the faith division of Kirk's Turning Point USA, and he said that Kirk was a friend to Candace and never spoke poorly of her, though he disagreed with her. He urged Owens to behave like Kirk, who he claims wouldn't have spread similar theories if, God forbid, this tragedy had been hers. And he also says, quote, "I only wish at this tragic time of mourning she would be a friend to Charlie, that he was to her. He would never have treated Candace or her family in such a way had, God forbid, this tragedy been hers." Okay. The other thing that I'll just note is Candace Owens is on the record essentially saying the only person who can stop me from asking these questions and engaging in this, you know, independent investigation is Charlie Kirk's wife. If she hits me up and tells me, "I want you to stop," I will respect that. She's on the record saying that. So I just kind of want to make that clear. Now, Pastor McCoy's son, Mikey, is seen on a phone, like talking to someone on the phone immediately as Charlie Kirk gets shot. And that's what Candace Owens is going to weigh in on here. She finds this strange. Everyone pay close attention because I'm curious what your thoughts are and whether you find this strange. Take a look.
Mikey's the chief of staff. And I'm watching. The minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray." It's okay, son. He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him.
He says Mikey had blood all over him. So Mikey did not have blood anywhere near him because Mikey was behind the tent when Charlie got shot. And Mikey, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation.
Oh, that looked terrific.
So we decided to slow this.
I mean, look, I haven't seen the uncensored video of that. I probably shouldn't want to see that. Man, but just even blurred, that looked horrific. Like, you could see, like, that's probably what Hassan Abi, because, like, I seen Hassan Abi react to that raw video of Charlie getting shot, and he literally said that he'd never seen anything so horrific in his life. And Hassan has seen, like, war videos from the Middle East. So Hassan has seen some of the worst possible video footage that you could. So for him to say it was bad, he said it was a fountain of blood that came from his neck. I can't. See, anybody that celebrates that, you really gotta tell them to repent. Because that's gross violence on a man with children, you know? Man, a fountain of blood from his neck. Horrible, you know?
Clip down And we're going to watch this clip slow down so you can see that it is exactly 834 milliseconds from the time that you hear the shot. That is how long it takes. So when this clip was brought...
Oh, God, he just goes down.
There we go. We're tracking that.
Oh.
Don't know what to make of it. I mean, I know what I would do if I heard a gunshot. I would run for my life. He seems pretty calm, casual, and he's on the phone. The question is, who was he talking to? Aside from that, I don't know what to make of this video. What are your thoughts, Jake?
Super strange. So look, I know the right wing can be conspiratorial. So like, and I'm not a guy who's gonna be like, oh, something happened, so the conspiracy must be true, right? No, but at the same time, we're gonna look at everything with an open mind. So do I know why he did that? Of course not. But do we have eyes? We have eyes. We saw what happened there. That was strange. Why is it strange? When someone you know is shot, there is usually one reaction: shock.
Yeah.
And then that will split into two different reactions. One is run. The other is help.
Yeah.
Right. His reaction is very calm, get on the phone, and walk away calmly as
That is
everyone else
weird.
is screaming and running. Maybe he's the calmest man in America. Like, I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Or he's a
right?
Fed.
But was that a little different than what you would expect? Well, obviously it was. Maybe there's a good explanation for it, but it was definitely strange.
No, it's Operation Go. Okay? It's CIA. It's the opposite Go. You know? It's the opposite Go. The opposite green. Success. We got him. Hit. Shot goes out. He's hit. Boom. On the phone. We got him. It's over. It's done. Click. Yeah. Yep.
And then there's the guys who were doing all the baseball signals. What were they about? Anna, when I first saw the clip of them doing all the signs, right?
Oh my God. You guys did it again. We need a fresh political assassination. You are so stupid, though, you guys. You're not going to get away with this shit because you have investigative journalists. Real ones. You don't own certain people in the media, so they're going to tell the truth. And it's going to be, well, what that stinks, don't it? Yeah, it's an op.
Before Charlie gets shot, I was like, I thought it was going to be something like this, and the guy was playing with his ear, and you're interpreting it as a baseball sign or some sort of signal. I mean, there's a good reason why they're doing signals, but they were definitely doing signals right around Charlie before he was shot. So I don't have an answer for that. I mean, in the old days, we believed our government, and you would hope that the government would explain, no, this is the communication system his security team had, et cetera, et cetera. But now we don't even trust the government.
No, the security was missing. Do you see all these signals? The brim of the hat? And they're doing, what are they playing, baseball? No. Why are these individuals doing signals all over Charlie on the day he gets shot? Oh my God, man, this is CIA.
Remember, when they had first detained Tyler Robinson, the claim was that Tyler Robinson had turned himself in and confessed, but that's actually not true. The more recent reporting indicates that he is unwilling to cooperate. He's not answering any questions. He didn't plead guilty. So that's a little strange. But to your point about the hand motions, so the hand gestures were being done by Charlie Kirk's security detail. There could definitely be a reasonable explanation for that, right?
Yeah, I
Maybe
guess.
the other security person was far away and that's how they communicate. I have no idea.
They could have been communicating about the threat, right? They could have had an idea that there was a shooter, so they're giving signals, hey, we might have to get Charlie off the stage. Fuck, why didn't you? Oh, man. That could be what that is. Or it's feds. Getting ready for it because they were setting it up. I have heard reports that the security was missing. So if security was missing that day, who are those guys giving those signals? Yeah, it's CIA. It's CIA. Oh, man, this is interesting stuff. Very horrific because there's two little girls that don't have a dad.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with answering these questions. I do think there's something wrong if you try to pin a murder onto someone without any evidence whatsoever. But I haven't seen her do that. I haven't seen Candace do that. Now, some might argue there's innuendo, she's implying things, and I can see that argument. But honestly, I think that she is, with this particular case, trying to be as careful as she can. She doesn't believe the official narrative. But for anyone who's saying that she's like blaming a foreign country or blaming a specific person, I haven't seen her definitively blame anyone. In fact, she wants to know what actually happened, which is why she's continuing looking into this. And then there's the footage of a Turning Point USA staffer. I think this is the strangest thing, personally. There's a video of a Turning Point USA staffer immediately snatching surveillance footage from the camera directly behind Charlie after he gets shot. So let's take a look at that.
Check it out.
The camera guy, the one who takes down the camera, seeing him lingering alongside Charlie at the event flagged me as weird immediately. Okay? That's why I reached out when people saw him taking down the camera. I said, what is this? Why are you here? Literally, why are you standing? I've never, at any college event ever in 6 years, had that man standing next to me at an event. Okay? And you know, when I called him, things got pretty weird. He acknowledged that a lot of new stuff was happening on that day, and I inquired to him immediately about the subtle changes that I recognized. And the thing that struck me as wrong was that he lied to me. I don't know why he was lying to me, but a lot of the things that he said didn't make sense. And I want to speak more thoroughly about what it was that he said, because obviously I recorded the phone call and I asked him again.
And they're going to demonize the fuck out of Candace because obviously she don't like the fact that somebody that she valued, it appears this is not straight up. There's foul play here, and she doesn't care who it's pinned on. She's not having an agenda with that. She is seeing that someone that she valued was taken out, and it's looking like it's nefarious. So she wants to know.
And like, what's the reason? What's the reason for taking on the cameras quickly? Why hasn't the footage been released? Let me see it. And he told me that he had spoken only to Erica and the feds that he had regarding the footage. That is, he specifically told me that, as I said earlier, that he had secured that footage because he wanted to prevent Erica, as I told you, from having to relive that moment. And then it made even less sense to me and appeared to me as a lie once I saw the footage on FaceTime when I realized that there was no blood on Charlie. So it was the least traumatizing footage of all. Why be so secretive about it?
So a couple things to note here. She makes mention of the fact that she recorded the phone conversation with this gentleman, and I have no doubt that eventually she'll probably release audio of that. And she has also been releasing text exchanges that she had with Charlie Kirk prior to him being shot and killed, which we're going to get to in just a minute. But yeah, the immediate need to take that surveillance footage. Why was that the priority? What happened with that footage? I don't think there's anything wrong asking those questions. And more importantly, Cenk, we heard a lot about Tyler Robinson's motive, right? The motive was, well, Charlie Kirk spreads hatred, and Tyler Robinson allegedly had a roommate, a transgender individual who he had a relationship with or has a relationship with. It's weird because we aren't really hearing much about that anymore, right? We're not hearing much about the investigation at all, other than what we're hearing from Candace Owens and her own, independent personal investigation into this. Like, when you really stop and think about it, Cenk, and this is really scary stuff, because even if you don't agree with Charlie Kirk's politics, who cares? This was a public figure who weighed in on political issues, held public events, and was shot in the neck and killed in front of hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And we're not hearing anything about the investigation anymore, and I think that's strange.
Yeah, all right. So I have at least one conclusion. So first of all, do I know all these facts and I know everybody's motivation? Of course not. How could you possibly know, right? So why did the guy take that footage down right away? Why was that his first instinct? If it was to preserve it for the police, that makes a lot of sense, right? If he said it was to make sure that people didn't see it because it would traumatize them, that makes no sense. You're going to want as much evidence as possible from that crime scene. If you're taking footage away, that's super sus, right? Now, again, but I don't know that that's what he was doing, right? So I don't know what they were doing with the hand signs, etc. But the conclusion I have is, it is perfectly legitimate to ask questions. So our mainstream media has bullied us our whole life. Don't you dare ask questions. That means you're a conspiracy theorist. What'd you say? What'd you say? Say 9/11 one more time. That's it. You're canceled. You're canceled forever. I'm not allowed to ask. Look, I don't believe in any kind of theory about 9/11, right? But I'm not allowed to ask, why was Mohammed Atta's passport just lying on the rubble when it was paper?
Yeah.
That's the one thing that didn't burn, and a building across the street, World Trade Center 7, fell because the steel was so hot it melted the steel even though it was across the street.
Okay,
right? But the passport
for entertainment purposes
I'm
only.
not saying I know the answer, but I know I'm allowed to ask that question. Look, Anna, it's been a long time, but one of our contributors, Michael Hastings, died under very strange circumstances. He died at 4:30 in the morning, speeding for no reason in a way that he's never done before, crashes into a tree, and his car explodes upon impact. So, and when I ask the question of, wait, do Mercedes normally explode upon impact? You happen to be driving a Mercedes that day. They're like, oh, you better not ask that question. Are you a conspiracy theorist? I'm like, I don't even know who I'd have a conspiracy against. I just know it's super strange. And I know that normally people's cars don't explode. That happens in the movies. It doesn't happen in real life. But Anna, remember, of course, he exposed a U.S. general and got him fired, right? And then the media has this obsession with the public should never know anything. And they should never ask any questions. So immediately they shut it down like, you better not say anything about Michael Hastings dying. Okay, now they're doing the same thing with the Charlie Kirk thing. No, I reject it.
Amen.
I'm going to say and ask any question I like. And by the way, Anna, I'll go further than you and say, yeah, I'm going to ask questions about Israel. He did not have a bunch of Norwegian donors. We see the text messages. So they said, Charlie's saying, the Jewish donors are putting, and that's his language, not my language, and I don't have that. I don't know what he's referring to, but he's saying they're putting a lot of pressure on me, and I don't want it. And I'm, and there's indications that he's turning on Israel. And then all of a sudden, this incredibly strange thing happens. Does that mean Israel did it? No, there's not nearly enough evidence.
No.
Not nearly enough. But when you tell me, rando shooters with this convenient trans theory, right, take only one shot, and they're such professionals, they know they got him, and they flee right away. They disassemble a rifle on this thing, and then they get into the woods and reassemble it, and conveniently engrave the bullets. This is why I'm doing it. And then send text messages saying, now remember, it was only me. Every part of this story is strange. If you're saying it's not strange, you're a weirdo. You see what I'm saying?
And I totally agree. One of the other things that I thought was incredibly strange was, so look, I am not a weapons expert, obviously, but I have listened to a number of podcasts with gun experts or whatever, and the weapon that he used, the shooter used, would basically it would go further than simply piercing Charlie Kirk's neck and then killing him that way. I mean, it would go through his neck, basically. That's the argument that they're making, and that's just not what happened. And apparently, what was the name of the guy who works closely with Charlie Kirk again? His producer,
Mikey McCord.
Sorry, I just blanked on. No. The producer guy who confirmed the previous set of messages that Candace Owens had released of Charlie Kirk. Whatever. Charlie Kirk's producer, who I'm forgetting the name of at the most inopportune moment ever, he had said something about how the doctors had said that, you know, it was a miracle. Like, Charlie Kirk just had a neck of steel, which is why the bullet didn't go through. Which, like, I'm sure that Charlie Kirk doesn't have a special neck that would prevent a bullet from that type of weapon. From Andrew Colvin, please look up his comments on this, because I thought his comments were insane on how the weapon didn't do to Charlie Kirk what it would do to most people. Now, the final thing I'll get to is Candace Owens has been, you know, releasing some of the text exchanges that she had with Charlie Kirk. This one that she just released is actually from April of 2018. So these weren't messages from weeks prior. It was literally messages from years prior. But she felt the need to share it because he had predicted that he was going to die an early death. Take a look.
Here's what he wrote. We were again talking about Kanye. Charlie wrote to me, "You're going to be the Iron Lady of America." He had such a political vision for me. I never wanted that sort of a thing. I see it so freaking clearly. I might be Moses, though. I might not see this whole thing through. LMAO. If that is the case, be my David. I said, dude, you haven't even realized your power yet. You're so young, is what I was thinking. He said, if I tell you the true prophecy that I know in my gut, it's really sad, but I hope it's wrong. Went on to say, anyway, I am not sure if I will live to see the end of this revolution. I believe you are the piece that God meant me to meet that will finish the fight. Since the beginning of TPUSA, I knew in my gut that I might get wiped out at any time. I cannot explain it, but I dream about it all the time, like all the time. Anyway, that's depressing combo for another time, LMAO. I said, that's weird, more of a fear manifestation than actualization. He said, I'm not really afraid of it, but I'm just telling you what I know to be true. And he told me that. I don't know why. Charlie knew he was going to die young.
So I don't think that that's necessarily a sign of anything. Again, the messages were from April of 2018. When she reads his message in which he says, I dream about it all the time. It's not that he's like, oh, I dream about being killed. He's having dreams that he's going to die early. So do with that what you will. I don't think that's evidence of anything, to be clear. But, you know, she's asking questions about things that she finds strange about the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination, what is seen on video, and some of the inconsistencies in regard to what we're hearing from, the FBI investigating this.
Yeah, so my last 2 points are, look, maybe he knew something we didn't know. Maybe he had a reason to be concerned that he didn't share with other people, because that is a very strange thing to say, right? So, no, we don't know. No one piece of evidence doesn't prove anything. In fact, all this evidence together doesn't necessarily prove anything, but it is worth asking questions. And so that leads me to my final point, which is that we better have a spectacular trial of Tyler Robinson, and he better not die in custody. Because if he dies in custody, then it's the U.S. government, period.
Yeah.
So maybe they're in cahoots with another government. I don't know. But don't tell me you have specially engraved bullets that are the most convenient things in the world. This guy looks like he's the most professional hitman that's ever happened. And then you tell me that you have all this super convenient evidence of his text saying, it is only me, do not look for anyone else. Of course, I cared so much about that rifle. That is why I put it back in the woods. I mean, all this stuff. And then if he shows up dead, no, it's definitely some government, and that is involved with our government. There's no question about it. If he shows up to trial and they have all the evidence and it's him, and it really was because he was so moved by his trans roommate or et cetera, and they prove it in court, great, then all the mysteries will be solved. Every time you ring the bell below.
Once again, Jenk is the voice of reason. There's my channel. It's Revelation News. I'm Rev. I'm a he. And there's Cenk Uygur when he finds God and he goes, oh, I have to worship Israel. So there you go. That's it. That's it for this edition of Rev News. I hope you enjoyed it. That's the deal. You got a little Celine Dion in there too, So I'm going to go and listen to Saliva and hang out with Shanny. Yeah, peace out.